everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of our series Rising Stars, which profiles the emerging talent in the music industry. And today, on this episode, we have with us Pavani Mehra, an independent artist. We welcome you on our show, Pavani.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
So, my first question to you is that tell us about your journey so far. Tell us about your musical journey.
Right. Correct. So I started learning music when I was very young. I was, I guess, 3 or 4 years old when my parents sent me to the school where classical music was something that was really, was booming at that time. And of course, it's a great way to actually start your journey. So I started learning classical Hindustani music. But then, of course, after some years, when I grew up, when I was in my school, like late school, 10th and 12th, I realized that, okay, this has like definitely helped me to maintain or create a base of me singing and learning the rhythms and, actually learning what music is all about. But eventually, when I started thinking about my personality and how do I want to connect or write or do something in music, I explored hip hop. So I switched from Hindustani classical to hip hop, and that was a major change in my life. And I was, I guess, in college. I started listening to a lot of rappers, Raftar, Rajakumari, and Divine. And I thought that, I write poetry, I do perform, and there is a rhythm that I know. Let me try this. So I just literally tried that, and God knows what happened. It clicked, and then I was like, okay, I want to be a rapper. So that is what my journey has been like. While I chose like hip hop as my main, genre to be in. Then when I started doing this, people noticed me. Ritviz commented on my videos. Things were happening on social media. Again, back in 2020, I got this opportunity to get mentored by Raja Kumari, and that was big. So I was like, okay, this is great, right? And she actually pushed me a lot that you have potential, because we had a long conversation about what I do, what do I write, how can I perform. So that was a turning point kind of a situation in my life. I I actually thought of converting this into a career then. And since then, I've never looked back. I have performed in Delhi a couple of times, like with Tinder. Now I'm performing with Beat Street. So, as an independent artist, I am pushing boundaries to, actually go beyond what is in my control and make connection in the industry and actually put out good music. So this is what my journey has been. I just released my music on
Yeah.
8th of September. So that was a lot after a long break, like after 2020 I released this track. So but in these 3 years I actually I had thought, what can I do better? And I upgraded myself from being just a singer or a rapper to a singer songwriter, rapper, and a composer. So yeah.
That's great, Pavni. That's great to hear. So, who was your biggest inspiration at that time? Who inspired you to choose music as your career? Your biggest inspiration?
I'll say my biggest inspiration is my situations, or the life that I'm living, and not people. So of course, like there are multiple problems when you actually go into this space, because as a women rapper, of course you don't have a lot of people to look up to, but definitely I had some. Like, of course, Raja Kumari was there, DMC was there, and many more artists that are coming up, right? But the situation that I was in, the experiences that I had with other people, they actually inspired me to write something. So it was literally a therapeutic experience for me that I converted into, a song or a track. So yeah.
Wow, that's great. So, what is your musical style and how would you describe your unique sound? Basically, what genre you love listening and what genre you would like to listen in future, you would like to sing in future, and what kind of songs you like?
Right. Of course, my main genre is hip hop, but
Yeah.
right now I am also doing pop, jazz. I'm trying to create like a fusion of all these sounds.
Hmm.
I think as an artist you cannot limit yourself to one genre because definitely you can have one particular genre that you actually do great in, but as an artist you should also explore different sounds,
Hmm.
and that is when you can move ahead and also be in the game. So yeah, that is what I think my genre is, but yeah, hip hop is the main genre that I do.
So, any new genres you would like to explore in future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
That
there
may
is
interest you.
yeah,
That
you were saying.
yeah, that may interest you in future.
um, yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of Sufi and ghazals and everything. So maybe in future, if I can fuse them into my sound, because I listen to a lot of shairis and everything. That really is something that I'm very excited about. So maybe that.
So, Pavni, many independent artists face challenges in terms of funding resources. How have you overcome these obstacles in your life, in your career so far? What challenges
So
you faced, basically?
yeah. So even right now, I'm sitting in my office. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. I am a graphic designer also by
Okay.
profession. So I actually do like a 9 to 5 job at a very prestigious company.
Okay.
But that is the thing. I have to do this to actually invest all this money in
Mhm.
my music. So I go home, I go to my studio, I build my studio with these savings that I actually earned from the job, and I built an entire studio for myself. When I
Wow.
go home, I sit in my studio. I actually spend a lot of hours there. Like maybe I'm just sitting by from 9 to 2. So I invest my time like that. Of course, it's a hustle period where I'm working, job and also music. But I think as an independent artist and also someone who is trying to make it, you have to go through these period to actually make it. Like you have to put money in marketing, you have to make videos, you have to do your content, you have to have gears to actually record. So of course you need investment in all these scenarios, right? So that is how I manage my money.
Wow, that's great. So, Pavni, you have came up with a new song, Feeling NASA. So, tell us about that song.
Correct. So a lot of people actually relate to the title track, like is it related to space or ISRO or NASA? Like why didn't you make it on ISRO? And I'm like, no, dude, this is not related to ISRO or NASA. I actually came up with this track last year. So yeah, it's not related to that, but it's definitely about feeling high or feeling on top of the world when you do something, when you achieve something, when you want to achieve something, and you have that feeling, right? You're feeling NASA, you're feeling high. So that was the term that I used for feeling high. So yeah, it can mean a lot of things for different people. But yes, other than that, the song is also, when we made this track, I made this track in actually 4 days because I had one event coming up
Mhm.
and I had like 45 minutes ka slot, and I just was missing one track, and I was like, okay, let's do something which is fusion. So I chose like a folk track, right? And then merged it with my own lyrics and my own composition. So that's how I and my producer Steve Noix we came up with the track, and it's a hip hop track. It's also very catchy and it has these nuances. So yeah, that is what Feeling NASA is about.
So, Pani, any social media strategies you are following? Any campaign on Instagram Reels? Because I think nowadays Instagram Reels plays a very important role in promoting your song, and especially for an independent artist. So, what's your take on this?
Yeah. So, of course, as a designer, I have this leisure to actually make content, right? So
Yeah.
I started out by making a lot of content on the song. This is coming up, that is coming up. Then I made an entire zine. Zine is a shorter version of magazine. So
Mhm.
it's a vector-based zine that tells about the journey of the song, how we shot it. The entire story of shooting this video was crazy because we shot this in actual 6 hours,
Okay.
and that also like we shot at like 6 in the morning, when
Mhm.
in Delhi it was 6 degrees, 7 degrees.
Oh,
So so we did this entire shoot in 6 hours, then we edited it.
okay.
So it's a proper story of how I came up with the song, how I shot it, and how I feel about the track. So I made a zine, I made a sticker, and I am also producing some T-shirts for it. So merchandise, yes. I'm gonna run a campaign on it pretty soon,
Yeah.
which requires people to actually make reels on the track and dance to it, or do whatever they want to do actually, and they can win the hamper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that, and people have started making dance reels on it.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
that's pretty insane. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You're right. So, can you share your thoughts on the current state of the music industry and the opportunities it offers for independent artists? What is your take on this?
I guess definitely I have seen that from the past 3 years, the industry has boomed.
Yeah.
Like there are multiple artists that are coming up, and I'm glad that female artists are actually pursuing this career, and I'm so happy to see a lot of these female rappers and hip hop artists to make that stage, to perform on the stage with that where I saw in like all the different rappers. So that is what I'm seeing, the change of perspective, and I feel that within 2 3 years, because India is a great market. I mean, people have not realized it till yet, but they are realizing it. So India is a place where you can actually see a lot of K-pop fans. You can see a lot of different genres fan. So it's a variety of people, right? So I think within 2 or 3 years, this industry will actually change the face. You
Hmm.
can now hear like hip hop tracks in series, movies, the title track. So that is a change that I saw like from, yeah.
So, any particular rapper you look up to, your favorite
Yeah,
one?
there are multiple rappers.
But
Of course,
the favorite
internationally,
ones, yeah. But the favorite
yeah,
ones.
the favorite. Internationally, if I see, I really love Ice Spice. And if I talk about India, then there's definitely Raja Kumari, and she's a legend, man. Like she's doing so much for herself and the industry. There is Siri from Bangalore, and then there is, of course, Divine is someone which I love his sound, so I really like his music. mm, Other than this artist which I look up to, yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it.
That's great, Bhavni. So, lastly, can you tell us about your upcoming projects or collaboration that your fans can look forward to?
Right.
Any upcoming
So this
events?
Yeah, I am performing on 28th of October at Beat Street. It's happening in Delhi. It's a 3-day event,
Okay.
and that is my next performance. Other than that, I have a couple of tracks that are coming up. One is Chuck Review, which is pending since almost 1.5 years. We have completed the track, we have actually shot the video, everything is ready. I need to release it now. I have a lot of different pop songs also that are coming up, some love songs also. So I am
Wow.
exploring different genres. Yeah,
Genre.
actually different feelings and everything. So this is coming up. I think October, November, December, I'm going to release at least 3 tracks.
Okay.
So that is all lined up.
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
so any final thoughts for your fans you would like to address through a message or something like that?
I mean, the only thing that I want is, like being a artist is actually tough. I didn't realize it, but handling your life plus your career is very tough job. And if people can support indie artists and they
Yeah.
can actually help them grow, that is something that they can do. And I, as an artist, I have a sound which I feel that is missing from the catalogs of different artists, and I feel that I can fill that space. I really love to perform. I When I'm on stage, I don't even recognize myself. I'm somebody
Mm.
else. So for the fans that listen to my song, I'm sure this year is gonna be like a good year for me, because
Definitely.
I'm gonna release a lot of different songs and they can hear and get entertained and get motivated. Because I have this thing, I have a tag to myself. I'm like a phoenix and I rise from the ashes.
Yeah.
So even when I get down and everything, I'm gonna rise from it with whatever the situation is. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Pavni, and all the best for your future. I just wish you the best, and we will definitely see you very soon. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time.
Thank
Thank
you so much.
you.